We are Danni and Joe, and for the past 18 months we've been renovating our 80s narrowboat. It went something like this. This sort of holding progress episode. So now that the boat build is nearly finished, we thought we'd find something else to keep ourselves busy and give ourselves a bit more stress. So we bought an 80s Volkswagen T25, also known as a Vanagon, a Combi, a T3. We are going to Europe next spring, and what better way to see it via road trip. We plan to head to Greece and through lots of other countries on the way, and what better stress to put on ourselves than an 80s van, which is air cooled, no power steering. The heater you can't turn off because it keeps the engine cool. What else about it? Oh, it doesn't have an MOT exempt,
so
and
old.
Tax exempt nearly. Will be tax exempt next year.
This is Vincent. So we bought her back in April, just before we went, which probably wasn't very good timing when we went to America. And we took her out maybe 2 or 3 times this summer. We haven't filmed it because we wanted to give a big grand reveal, but we went to a festival and we went camping with friends, but it was all very local, so this is definitely going to be her biggest adventure. The couple that we bought it off, I think they went around the UK, but I don't think they went outside of the UK, so yeah. Gonna put Vincent to the test. So the thing that I like about it is that you can stand. I find it really quite claustrophobic that you can't. So this is a seating area that then folds out into the bed. We've also got, so when we had the van, when we did Mabel, I really wanted the kitchen closed off so we have more counter space, but I've really been enjoying when we've been in here that we've got 2 swivel seats, so it really opens up the area. We're not really going to change too much about it, really. We quite like the design. Obviously this needs to be reupholstered. We want to add a diesel heater just in case, and yeah, a couple little tweaks, but overall we're quite happy with the 80s brown. If anyone knows of anyone that can upholster this, I would like some velvet leopard print, then hit us up in the comments.
On one of our few trips out, not this door, it wouldn't start at the petrol station, so we collared a couple guys to try and give us a jump start. We had to move it back, and as I was trying to steer it, the door got caught around the petrol pump, nearly took the petrol pump off, nearly took the door off. So now the door doesn't shut like that easy, it's sort of bent a bit, so that needs sorting. Plenty of rust that needs fixing. It's got one of the louver windows that we hated in the boat, but we're going to keep this. Yeah, lots of rust. It needs repainting as well. We're still undecided whether we'll give that a go ourselves. This is the original blue, the top half, as you can see from all the door shuts, which we're going to go back to this blue all over.
We're not painting yet.
We're not painting yet. It's still a bit painful, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
In terms of upgrades inside, we're going to go for a compressor fridge, like Danny said, diesel heater, all new batteries, new solar. Well, there's no solar on it. All new electricals, new lights, etc. It's the 2-litre air-cooled petrol. We need some new gas struts on the back as well. I will show you the engine in a sec. Engine was rebuilt not that long ago in terms of miles, probably 10 years ago. It's only done like 60,000 miles on the engine, but that's probably quite a few for an old engine like that, to be fair. Hopefully we'll be alright. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, you want to see us on a narrowboat, and we will be on our narrowboat. From next summer we will be going up to London, but we've got a wedding and we just really like adventure. You know, our boat now is going to be our home base, somewhere that we plan to, you know, come and go from for many years and visit all of the canals. But yeah, for just a couple months next year we're going to be going to Europe. So we're going to be working on the van over winter, ready for hopefully March or May. Let us know in the comments if you've got any suggestions that we might have missed on the van. We don't want to change too much really for the aesthetic, but yeah, just a couple of upgrades. And we're going to be driving, as I said, through Greece. We're going to be going through the Balkans. We're going to go hopefully Slovenia, Croatia, Montenegro, Bosnia, Albania. I'm really excited for Albania. Serbia, yeah, Kosovo. So yeah, if you've been to any of them or got any tips for van life there, then let us know in the comments. Also, has anyone seen such a mental heater before? Gas heater, as soon as you get out of bed, barbecued your foot, haven't you?
You can have a little barbecue there.
That'll be coming out.
That could be a little storage.
cool. I can't wait to get started on it. We'll be working over winter, so it's going to be fun and back in the weather. And when are we leaving?
Hopefully March, maybe April.
March. So it's November. We've got November, December, January, February, March. 5 months.
Yeah.
Cool.
Depends on funds, really, as to when we're leaving. But the wedding that we're attending is at the end of May, so that's when we need to be in Greece by. But yeah, really, really excited. One of my big goals, which I've said a lot on this channel, is that I want to visit every country in Europe before I'm 30. I am 26 now and still got a long way to go, but after this trip we would have touched another, or been in another like 8 countries. So yeah, really, really excited.
You know them cars when you're just glad it starts every time?
That's great, we haven't even been anywhere yet. Some holes in the floor, much to be desired, but he's our new little project, isn't he?
Need all new bushes on the front as well. They're like completely perished, almost worn out.
I feel like this van is going to cost us more than I anticipate.
Yeah.
What do you think?
We don't really have a budget again, just like on the boat. We'll just take it as it comes, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we could technically go away in it now
and just see what happens when we break down, but...
Ooh, no. Brakes ain't very good.
Ooh. Oh shit. And that top bit is that top bit's a 4-berth. Obviously it's just going to be us 2 in there, so we'll probably fill that with adventure gear. But like part of the bed, or where the mattress lies, it sort of folds up and you can put it in, but it keeps on popping, so we're going to need to figure that out, because otherwise everything's going to come flying onto our heads whilst we're driving. Nice late start to start day 1 off. This is the only dry day for a little while, so I'm just going to clear everything out and see what kind of blank canvas I can create. So we've been to Glastonbury Festival quite a few times before, but not in this van, but the couple that we bought off of have. And there's a little Glastonbury guide from 2019 in here, which is the year that I proposed to Danny at Liam Gallagher's set, 7:15. Towards the end of the set though, so I was a bit nervous. It's cute. I'll keep that. Tax disc, 2009. Extension lead won't reach for the Hoover.
we don't particularly mind this old school sink, but we're essentially going to take this out and go for one of the more modern hob and sink in ones, essentially to save space, and don't particularly like these sort of fold down worktopy bits. Much prefer some fixed wooden worktop. Just obviously got the hinge there, just gets dust and it's just not very nice. So the sink can come up next. Oh, you bastard. So I was clearing up in the dark last night. Missed this, didn't I? Oh, still works. Out in the rain. Anyway, a bit of tidying up to do from the ripping out yesterday. Bit of hoovering. I might try and rig up a little shelter off of the awning rail. I've got something that might work. Just give me a bit of cover so I can work with the door open. The joys of working outside in autumn, winter in England. Just noticed how cute the little plug hole is. Oh god. I'm going to keep this in storage just in case. That is cute. It's one of those efficiency like stop-start systems. Found the water tank. Water tank. Wonder where that was in it. I'm going to take that out, give that a good, really good clean inside. Put the hot water through it or something. I wonder how many litres that is. The more I'm taking out, the more I'm realising that this chipboard is a little bit beyond it, which is a shame. I'll speak to Danny, see what she wants to do, whether we try and rescue what we can or try and find a better condition second-hand one. Just still got a nice sort of age. you can see, where it's been up against the window, underneath the window, sort of delaminating over the years from getting wet. It's like crumbling apart quite badly, especially on the bottoms and stuff. Oh dear. Day 3. God. Bit of a late start, just finished up last week's video. Got a couple hours of daylight left, so I'm trying to take the heater out and maybe a rock and roll bed. Sorry about that. It's actually the plywood sort of holding it in at the minute. So let's take rock and roll bed out first. Just been down to my old work to pick up a sheet of 18mm plywood for the floor. I'm going to cut that to size using a template from the old piece, the old rotten piece, and hopefully seal the edges and maybe stain it today. Now, just before I start work, this week's sponsor, ECOFLOW, has just released their River 2 series. ECOFLOW sent us the River Max, which is pretty much the middle of the range. There's a standard River 2 and there's a Pro, River Pro. So River 2, River 2 Max, River 2 Pro. Price wise, I think the standard River is only $269. This is $549 and then $769 for the Pro. I'll show you what it'll power for how long in a second. As usual with ECOFLOW, it's got the fastest charging times in the industry. This will go from 0 to 100% in an hour, which is crazy. The new River 2 series is fitted with LIFE PO4 batteries. I can't remember the correct pronunciation for LIFE PO4, but it's just easier to call it LIFE PO4. That'll give you 10 years daily usage down to a capacity of 80%, which is 6 times the industry average. Both River and Delta series are now compatible with the ECOFLOW app, so you can monitor your battery usage, change all sorts of settings on there. It's really cool. Output wise, from your 240 socket, continuous 500 watts with a peak using the new ECOFLOW technology of 1000 watts, loads of USB connections, 12 volt socket. Obviously this is a bit more compact than our Delta, so this will be perfect when the van's finished in March or sooner, no later. Can't wait to take it away, actually it'll be super handy. One of the issues we had with the Sprinter was the 12 volt compressor to check on our tyres and stuff. We got stuck on a beach in Italy and had to lower the tyres and then pump the tyres back up. And our compressor barely reached from the cigarette socket to the rear wheels. I'm just going to try ours, and hopefully this should power that. And it's just started to rain. You gotta love this country. You've got 4 options of recharging. Quickest is obviously AC, which is an hour. Cigarette socket, that's between 3 to 6 hours depending on the output. Also charges via the USB-C if you've only got one of those available, and not forgetting solar, just not on days like today. If you want to get your hands on one of these or just look across the range, make sure you use the link in our description. Me and my buddy are going to work. So I didn't manage to get any work done the other day. Got a bit sidetracked editing the video in the warm and dry. First things first, chop this plywood down so it's a bit less bulky, stain the edges, and then vac tan on any rust spots on the floor, which this is going to cover in the van. Now it's time to decide whether I can utilise that massive hole in the floor where the heater is. I'm tempted to get a storage box to put in, or get one fabricated. That's right by the door you get in. This is the... cool. This edge goes right by the door, which you'll see, so I'm going to leave the machined edge that way, so I just need to spin this around. 280. 240. I was just like chucking ideas out there. That'd be cool if the gas bottle was down in, then it's a little bit lower, and then you've got the regulator on top. It looks ugly. You ain't ever going to get that in tidy round to the kitchen. And a bit of googling just see if there's any boxes similar size. And go that way. I can't go any further than that because there's support beam, but I can come a little bit until it hits the rock and roll bit. To Google we go. So you can actually get some in-floor safes designed for houses going between rafters or joists, which almost fit width-wise virtually perfect. I just have to cut a bit more out from here. So I'm going to get one on order, and once that arrives I'll like trace it out on the ply. I won't bother cutting it yet. That's one less thing to worry about. Look who remembered to clean film his roller tray. It took 18 months. And that is about all I've got time for this week. Join us next week, possibly working on the van still, or might be fixing the boat, water pump and a few other bits. We'll see you next week. Thank you to our patrons as well. Nope. Didn't like the windscreen wipers. Nope.
You really think this is going to get us up some mountains in the Balkans? Joe, what